thinking hateful, detestable things about me. I've got to, like the gazelle, deliver myself from the hand of the hunter, like the bird from the fowler. Okay, take King Solomon's advice, and that's what you're doing. As an extension, a metaphor, in a metaphysical manner. That's what you're doing when you apologize to people and stop saying you hate people, especially naming names, but you hate the act. We get it. You hate the idea, the gall, the delusional, satanic, deceitful notion of these peoples. What they would do to humanity. They're genocidal, murderous freaks and maniacs. Okay, they're horrible people. I know, but you know what? I mean, remember, God loves them too. So this whole thing is big, man. Our shoes got to be big. We got to get in there and be like God to these people and say, no, you're not going to get away with this anymore. And I'm not willing to use violence on you, but I am going to destroy you through logic, through intellect, through reason. That's how they need to be destroyed, Mr. Jones, Brother Jones. I love you, man. And I know you could be 10 times more effective. That's all I'm trying to do. Trying to help you in that way. I think, what we're feeling like, collectively, good and decent, upright human beings, Americans, we're feeling like animals that have been abused for so long. And, it's hard to come out of it when you feel adopted like Daddy Trump, has adopted us all, and he's going to work for our benefit. He's going to work against the evil in the world, these abusers of humanity. And, but we haven't absorbed it yet. So we're still very skittish. And I feel that. If you look at dogs, like what Cesar Millan with the dog whisperer, how he trains these dogs. And he says, really, the people have issues so often. And so he's really just training the people, and he's, disciplining these dogs. He's rehabilitating, the dogs, from what they've been through, their abuse. And that's how I feel like we're feeling. That's how I think Alex is feeling. That's how I'm feeling. And so many good and righteous, upright people that really are egalitarian, that really want the best for everybody, not some people, that really are willing to live in a world where we're all free, a level playing field. Okay, that's it. Where all ships have risen to full prosperity. Oh boy, Alex Jones is putting out the material. I was keeping up until recently, and then he just made a barrage of videos Wednesday, some 13-hour thing, and it's not just the straight material, but he's duplicating and triplicating some of the materials, so it's really hard to get through all of it. But as a fan, and I know his fans must be stressed out too. I mean, how many hours in the day does he think people have to listen to his material? I'm just saying, and believe me, I love it all. It's all rich. I don't want to miss any of it. But, he's got to consider that it's a lot for people to absorb. Societal-wide wholesale abandonment of logic. These are some of the thoughts I've had this past week. This is what we got going on. Dilemma. How and why solving societal ills would cause mass unemployment. I explained that. Egalitarian policies are a commonly good. Okay, egalitarian policies are a common good. Good commies, and good capitalists can coalesce and rally around. That's right. We can all believe in equality as good capitalists and good communists, right? Is that we believe that in prosperity, not for some, but for everybody. Either you can imagine a world entirely without money, or you're blind. Palpable ironies are everywhere. Trump is a commie. Climate change alarmists have the biggest carbon footprint, yet they're the biggest preachers against it. Your unvaccinated child is somehow a threat to my vaccinated child. Politicians are setting their own wages and yet impoverishing everybody else. People are called racist and xenophobic because they want to save their own Native American sons and daughters first. instead of letting them die out in the cold and importing more people. I mean, and you're made out to be the bad guys, right? I'm a bad guy, right? I'm radical because I'm logical and fact-based when it comes to economic policy based upon actually fixing things, fiscally prudent policies. Fake news calls internet fake news. Talk about the kettle calling the pot calling the kettle black. Right, exactly. Establishmentarians calling themselves a resistance to what? The anti-establishmentarians. Right, exactly. I mean, they're a force for the evil ones because they need a paycheck, so many of them. They're compromising their integrity. The New World Order, all in any international trade is good, yet people can't shop for health insurance across state lines. Right, another great point. How these people are utterly hypocritical. You know, no free market across state lines for this health insurance, and yet, oh no, free world trade, even though $5 a day is great wages in China, and we're going to somehow compete with these people? I mean, this is what I'm supposed to believe. This is madness, written large, wholesale madness, whole cloth madness. If you can't believe humanity can live entirely without any form of money, you are delusional. If anyone thinks there'll be money when Jesus rules the earth, you got another thing coming. We must know that the invisible is real and powerful. A spirit of charity turning the spirit of devouring each other on its head. That's right, a spirit of charity is a beautiful thing in the sight of God. In fact, Gideon's Bible substitutes the word love for charity. It's such a beautiful thing of just being charitable, you know, believing in mankind at large, all of us. The infinite heirs, that's the money printing class that own the printing presses, are big, fat, smelly elephants in the room. Yeah, nobody's talking about them, the root of the problem. Let's go for the jugular here. Let's go for the people at the root of causing all of our problems, allowing all these problems to flourish in the land. The wealth and income disparity, the poverty, all the problems that go along with it, I've already aforementioned. A distinct correlation between guilds, special interest groups, and unions. Yeah, that's what it is. They're just, my special interest group, I can't worry, I got mine. Go get your own. It's social Darwinianism. Vast majority may well be delusional, deceived, ignorant, confused, but they aren't psycho, okay? Yeah, that's like all of us, but we're not going to compromise our soul, okay? But we do all have issues. We all have blind spots. Nearly impossible to be honest when real or perceived self-interests are at stake. An entitlement is the very definition of a right. So you can use that as a pejorative, the entitlement class, but entitlement is a right, so we should all be righted equally. Understand that if Trump is serious about going after chronic extreme poverty, he's going after the very heart of the beast, and his life is certainly in danger. We are walking on thinnest of ice as a race, are walking on the thinnest of ice as a race in all of history. Yes, I believe that. Something's very tenuous, something very big, monumental, of biblical proportions. A sea change is about to take place and people are feeling it, and we need it. We need it. We need to really know that, this is written in stone, that we're made a turning point. The worm is turned, okay, and there's light at the end of the tunnel here. That good is going to prevail on earth. That's the kind of sea change I'm looking for, so I'm very optimistic. But it doesn't mean that evildoers are just going to lie down and die. No, they're not going out without a fight. But a lot of them are going to jump ship, and they're not going to be evil anymore. Sometimes people are just idiots, liars, or scared of the truth. Dire warning, solving societal ills will result in massive unemployment. Money is the veritable manhood, the metaphorical testes of Satan. Here's a Trump for tweet. Thank you, Mr. President, for attacking the heart of the beast, extreme poverty. It might be too long for a tweet. Believing in God is not religious, rather it is logical. I firmly believe it is very logical. Whether true or false, propagandized perception is powerful. Our whole perception, our whole so-called reality is part of this whole propaganda program that we've been trained to believe the way we've been told to believe and be basically stupid, because when you're ignorant, confused, you're disempowered, you're stupid. So we're all that person kind of as a collective. And we've all got to speak out against that stupid state, get out of it, demand a way out. It's a very grave situation involving life and death. Is egalitarian a liberal or conservative value, or both, or neither? Something to think about. Understand we should be working toward a world we want to live in forever. Let us get this through our thick skulls. High cost of living is always bad, whether it's taxes or just the cost of a loaf of bread. Most effective method of creating communists by installing crony capitalism. Right there. You want to know why they created crony capitalism? Why they let it flourish? To manufacture communists. Nothing's happening in a vacuum. Are you a liberal or a conservative? No, I'm just an American. Are you a capitalist or a communist? No, I'm just an American.